know what you're thinking. Did he leave 6 reps in reserve or only 5? Well, to tell you the truth, I lost count myself in all this muscle confusion. But see there, these are 14-inch pythons, and they can pop your egg head clean off. You gotta ask yourself one question. Do I feel tiny? Well, do you, punk?
The age of the influencer is over. The time of the buck has come.
All right, so the last thing I do when I'm editing these videos is the voiceover here. And I had the Gauntlet Legends because I didn't do any work today because it was just pouring rain all day. So I had time to make a video, and I got my squats taken care of today. Normally I do those on Wednesday. But, yeah, so yeah, 'cause tomorrow I got to play catch up. So I'm not even going to be working out tomorrow. So you get a video today because of Mr. Rain. And Mother Nature. And I had I was playing Gauntlet Legends, but I'm gonna stick to just doing that once a week because I don't want to turn this thing into half a gaming channel because this is working out, okay? And I don't want to be a geek that plays video games, even though I do play video games, and I suppose I am a geek because I make RuneScape references, every other video, and maybe obscure movie references. Because if you don't want to be a geek, then all you have to know stuff about is sports and drinking beer. That's what's actually cool. So, yeah, I guess I'll never be cool, but I'm okay with that. Anyways, bench is feeling pretty good. Starting to feel a little bit from the test. A guy on the Discord asked me how I'm going to how I'm going to titrate up my testosterone dosage from 1,000 to 2,500 without having to deal with a lot of side effects, because there's going to be quite a huge fluctuation in hormone levels. And so, what I'm going to do is it's going to be daily administrations, because I'm not going to do like 3 cc's this day, because I have to do 10 cc's in total. So I'm not going to do like that sort of thing. It's just the same dosage every day, and so that keeps it as stable as you can that way. And then I've got some anastrozole. I'll take 1 milligram every other day. I've done dosages. I've done over 3 grams of testosterone per week without any AI, and so I'm not really too worried about that. I don't think my gynecomastia is going to get any worse. It's not really too bad right now, but for some reason it won't really grow. It'll just shrink over time. And so if it does grow to a disturbing amount, then I'll do a raloxifene cycle after this cycle. And squats are feeling really good today. This is 405, and that's pretty good speed. I got my rhythm down. And this is how squats are supposed to feel for me. And the only thing left is to get my stamina up. And so I got to figure out when I need to start taking cardarine, because it's going to be... I was getting pretty winded at the end of this set, but it wasn't like a scary amount like it would be on a tread. And I don't know if taking that extra test is going to help my stamina, because you get more red blood cells. That's another thing. My the guys on the Discord, and I've heard a lot of people talking about phlebotomies, and so bloodletting, because testosterone increases your red blood cell count, and so do all steroids. And I've been using them for almost 4 years, with about a total of about 8 weeks of non-use, and I haven't had a phlebotomy yet. So I'm not really worried about that, about having high red blood cells. I assume some people would, that are going to start getting comments, and then they're going to tell me I need to get one immediately. But I don't really feel bad. So, I suppose my brother says, he's like, the only phlebotomies you've had were popping zits. And then when I cut my skin tag off, holy man, that was freaking bloody. Alright, maybe I'll go natural lighting. There we go. Because I don't want to get drowned out by the bathroom fan. So, today I'm going to show you how to cut your hair. And to make yourself handsome like me. Okay, just pretend like all these acne scars are making me look ugly as hell. But frankly, it's just a matter of lighting. And I always manage to find the worst. Okay. Con Air. You see that? Is it going to show? Con Air. Put the bunny in the bag. Okay? No, there's no association as far as I know. Okay, so you want to get your buzzer, okay? And then, I don't know what this thing does on the side. That probably, I don't know. That's probably just like a grip thing. It's like, yeah, and maybe you want your thumb over here, just in case. There you go. I don't know. Oh, I see what it does. Okay. It's, I don't know. I still don't know what the hell that's supposed to do. But, okay. Uh-oh. Be like that'd be some content where you just like pretend to screw up for, I don't know, more views. I wouldn't do something like that. 3/4 of an inch. I think that's a good one. It's hard to tell how much progress I'm making because it's a little thin on top. Mark Ripito is 68 years old, and his hair is not much thinner than this. But I'll just be like Stephen Molyneux and say it's because I have high testosterone, which is also true, but it was falling out before I had high testosterone. Larry Wheels is doing calisthenics, it's like a working out sport that just means you have skinny legs. Yeah, but you're aesthetic, right? I don't train for aesthetics, I train for strength. And so that's why my muscles are small, because it's when you do low reps, it doesn't hypertrophize the muscle. And so I was thinking about it in some calisthenics. Not for the legs though, just because you can't train legs with calisthenics. So mostly calisthenics is a way just to show off in the gym. It's kind of like yoga but for men. Because girls will stretch in front of you. They got, well, not necessarily in front of you, but there's guys that I know that have gone to yoga classes. Not me. Don't even fucking think about it. Okay? They go to a yoga class so they can see some coochie, because these girls, you know what they wear. And so anyways, lots of these girls still do like static stretching and whatever, and they'll be doing like a standing splits basically, and it's a means of showing off. And so is calisthenics. It's doing like these, you do a chin up, okay, do a leg raise, okay, it's like doing you're adding a bunch of other moves into your chin up, and then somehow that's Let's just fucking arm wrestle, dude. I'm not an arm wrestler. I can't pronate my fucking hand. You're a calisthenics guy. Let's fucking arm wrestle. Let's see what happens. And this Chris Haria guy that he's... Haria? I don't know. He's probably not... he's the guy I want to go against because I think I can beat him. Don't show me any big black guys that have like... Well, their legs probably aren't as big as mine, but... You know, with the right training, well, at least their quads would be as big as mine, not the calves, probably. But, yeah, calisthenics. Let's see Larry Wheels. Chris Haria tests his max squat. Oh, I got to see this. Okay, here we go. Which way is he doing? He's doing a 405 deadlift. So your whole thing is about working out, and your max deadlift is going to be 405. Although I'm pretty sure he's natural, but that doesn't mean anything. Okay, let's see what his squat is. Let's see if he can squat 315. For real, for real. If this was a good video, I'd do a, what is he doing here? 275? Okay. How come everyone... Oh, it's a high. It's a high squat. So anyways... Does every fitness influencer that has like mainstream appeal, do you have to be like a Fast and the Furious extra? Okay, or a character from that? Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. So, I looked at Larry Wheels' channel because I wanted to get some material. Frankly, he's not really giving me too much. He's working out with Callum Van Moger. He trains chest with Togi. He trains legs with Fafa. Fafa Fitness. Anatoly. Holy shit, I can talk about that. If you say you work out, if people ask you if you work out, well, first of all, if they do ask you if you work out, it's either like you work out, or it's you definitely work out, but that's basically the two types of ways of asking it. Noobs love Anatoly. They're like, have you seen that guy? He dresses up like a janitor, and he's just doing crazy weights, and he has stuff that's like super controlled. My brother hates Anatoly. His whole gimmick. It's like that Chinese guy, Mr. Wang. I think that's his name. It's just like, whoa! That's the people in his videos, and people click on his videos to see people go, whoa! And then the Metal Gear thing over their head. Bloop! That thing was old. Like, it was funny when I first saw it in a Razor Fist video from like 2012, and it hasn't really been funny since. It's in like everything. Man, that's just been so done to death. He's got a boat hat on. There you go. Alright, so can Anatoly curl his own body weight? Strongest man, pound for pound. That like pound for pound shit. The heavier you get, it just gets, every like pound you gain, you have to lift an extra 2 pounds on your lifts to be considered like, pound for pound champ. That whole thing is like a small person cope. Because it's like, oh, well, if let's say it's like some, I don't know, 90 kilo lifter, he's like, if I was as heavy as Jesus Olivares, or maybe people think that way. It's like, well, first of all, you're not going to get that big, and it doesn't really matter, because, well, you're full of shit. If you were that big, well, you'd probably be dead. Or you'd be, if you're like 5'8", or maybe like 5'7", I think Jesus he weighs over 400. I suppose that's what Andrew Richard is doing. That's his sort of thing. But yeah, you see how he looks. That's what you got to do. And then you still won't be as strong as Jesus. So I rarely eat my fingernails, but I was kind of hungry today. What the hell's going on here? Yeah. This guy asked me in the chat if he if you stop training your legs, if your arms would grow bigger. I mean, it probably would, because then you wouldn't have you'd have less blood flow to your legs, because your body wouldn't have to be repairing the muscle tissue in your quads, hamstrings, glutes, calves. So that's basically what arm wrestlers do, and so because it's just kind of burdening the system. You got more overhead for your for the repairing molecules in your body, and so yeah, that would work. But what you don't want to train I could see if you're an arm wrestler, if that's your main sport, yeah, but I wouldn't do that. What do you want to be? You want to be like Grave Strong and have flamingo legs? No offense. Apparently, he told me that the Inzer Ergo Pro that's the knee sleeve to get. So, I'll check it out. Squats today felt really good. It's just been raining all day. So, here I am, making this silly video. Yeah, totally. Holy shit. It was like 2 guys back to back. They were talking about him, because I went, my uncle, the Frenchie, he's like, I think he screwed up the name. He probably called him like, I don't know, Broly or something like that. And he's like, I love that guy. That guy's so funny. And then this other guy at the supplement store, we're talking about weightlifting, and he's like, have you seen this guy? That's a way to show that you're a noob. No offense to those 2 guys. Let's see Anatoly max deadlift. Would you really want to be making the same video? 290 kilos sumo. 3.7 times his body weight. Okay. Beating Anatoly's max deadlift attempt with a trap bar. Trap bar is worse than a sumo deadlift. So he did his 639 sumo deadlift with straps. Oh, the guy's chewing on his fucking necklace. I think he did that, otherwise he wouldn't have made the lift. It's like, hey, Grandpa, can I borrow your dog tags from when you were in the army in Vietnam? Well, what do you need those for? Working out. What are you're gonna? Is it like a stolen valor thing? No, I'm gonna chew on them. You gonna say you're in the military? No, I'm gonna chew on them, Grandpa. It's gonna make me lift more weight. I want to be like all the other bozos on the internet. It's kind of like if you, I could see kids copying these MLB batters, MLB players, like there's sort of like little ritual that they do before every single pitch. Like, you gotta you gotta undo this glove 2 times, undo this glove 3 times. Okay, swing the bat low here. Okay, 3 times. Okay, and then you're ready. Or you could go really crazy. You can do all that stuff and then do like some guy's weird thing like Gary Sheffield, where you're doing like the metronome, the metronome bat thing. How the hell? Maybe he was. That's another thing, is that what happens earlier in their careers, they must have had like a string of luck, or maybe they had they got a home run after doing that sort of thing, and then they're just like, okay, that's the home run ritual that I have to do, and then they still only have like a 300 batting average if they're lucky, or if they're on the ball. So, let's look at this. This guy said Revival Fitness he's doing 500 grams of fat per day. This is what most guys' first cycles look like. Let's check it out. Chest up, shoulders back.
This is Revival.
His backstory.
The reality of the situation is the average user is on the gym.
Not okay. So when I was 13, so when I was a kid around 12, 13, I was bullied for being fat, not acting black. Okay, so he's an Oreo. I was a nerd. There needs to be more, I don't know, like black kids that aren't into rap, because rap sucks. and another, not acting black, not sounding black, and not doing black things, not playing basketball. I was a nerd and liked anime. There's a lot of black people. Well, I don't know about a lot, but I've seen a bunch recently that really like anime. That too buff for this guy is always making anime references that I don't get, except for Dragon Ball Z. Okay, I picked up baseball and football and was pretty good. Stuck with these sports until my senior year of high school. I'm just going to make a better version of this guy's video. This is where I learned my love for athletics. During my sports career, I was still fat and was constantly made fun of and basically looked down upon. This tanked my self-esteem to unbelievable levels, but I worked through it. I grew a personality, became funny, became better in sports, and started working out just so I could fit in and fit their image. Around 11th grade, around this point I had been working out for 3 years as my school started us in the gym at grade in the 9th grade. COVID hit, and I decided to become someone I would be proud of. I need him to move up his thing now. Oh, he's back up. All right. I hit the gym hard, started researching workouts, splits, rep ranges, calories, anything that would help, and thankfully my mother was very supportive and knew a lot about fitness and guided me to the right path. When schools opened back up the next year, my senior year, I live in the South and we didn't listen to COVID quarantine rules and regulations. I started getting compliments and people started noticing me. Dopamine through the roof. I loved every second of it, but didn't feel like I was at my goal. So I kept going to the gym more and more. I fell in love with being able to change myself and felt like an artist carving marble, making a masterpiece. That year goes by pretty smooth until prom. I have a personality and look decent, but I never had a relationship. I asked one of my friends to go to prom with me, and she said yes, but deep in my heart, I felt like I wasn't good enough to get a girl to like me on my own, which pushed me even further into the gym. She said yes, dude. Maybe she said it out of pity. But then that's why when you show up to prom, you, well, anyways, time skip, first year of college. Come on, dude, this freaking guy reads so slow. I wish I could find the post. Time skip, first year of college. I'm attending a very popular party school and I'm looking bigger than a lot of the other freshmen and feel great, but not happy. I use this year to attempt to live the college experience. I hated every second of it. I discovered I'm not a drinker and partier. I didn't like to be shit-faced and not knowing what's happening, so I stopped going out and drinking and just went to the gym normally. A lot of people didn't understand why I didn't like killing myself with alcohol, so I would just lie to them and say I have liver disease, and they would feel all bad and shit and stop asking me to drink. Or maybe I should start doing that, because people don't think that I'm. What do they say? They didn't understand, because I just say like, what you got to say is this: like, drinking alcohol is for jerk offs. It makes you into a retarded homo. Now it's about 5 years of gymming. And then browsing YouTube and stumble across Death Star Derek in pharmacology. I get hooked and wait a year to run my first cycle. Okay. Oh yeah. His backstory. Let's get to his front story. Okay. Wait, is this more stuff that I missed? Oh, TLDR. I got bullied, became big, stopped getting bullied, and I like the gym. I get 0 bitches as well. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just going to give you a lot of mental, because this guy's probably a sensitive person. They'll just give you mental baggage, or just ruin women and their ability to pair bond. That you could say that that's some sort of cope, but that's also the truth. Okay. Before I started running anything, okay, so he has no muscle. Wait, no muscle, and he's got a tattoo apparently. Or, I don't know, an infection in his arm. Okay. Here we go. This is his cycle. Test E, 400 milligrams. 16 weeks. Aromatase inhibitor. Low key. Forgot, I think, 0.25 whenever I felt itchy nips. So that's probably an Anastrozole. Nolvadex. Is that what it is? Nolvadex? Yeah. He called it Nova. 10 milligrams. I assume that's daily. 2 weeks after last pin, every other day. Oh, that's his post-cycle therapy. And Clomid, 2 weeks after last spin, every other day. So I choose this cycle because it's the baby bitch starter cycle, except I was too much of a bitch to run 500 milligrams, so I ran 400. See, the thing is with that sort of, I would just run 500 because it's easier to measure, because that's just 2 cc's. But I'm also, steroid, I don't know, a freak. Lowest effective dosage and all that shit. Anyway, I ran this for 16 weeks, felt like Jesus Christ himself. I don't know if you know what the hell that means, but I loved it. It gave me energy, dick gains, muscle gains, and recovery. Felt really good on it, but my cardio suffered pretty bad, but I was also fat, so I had a pretty bad cardio to begin with. Yeah, that's the thing. That's probably it. Because I actually used to have good stamina, because when I was in high school, I played rugby, and I used to run a few times a week. I would run like 3 or 4 miles in the mornings before school. P.S. I had gyno before running anything. So yeah, he's kind of a chub. Okay. Let's see what else he's got. Let's see what else is going on. I don't want to listen to Revival Fitness's here we go. Text continues. End results. Personally, I think I did all right. There's things that I could have done differently that I could have improved on, and I will improve on in my next cycle. Some things to note. I had gyno before running the cycle. I like to lift heavy weights, so I don't like to cut and lose strength, which is why I'm pretty chunky. Well, that's all right. Ran this when I was 19 years old. Yell and scream all you want. I regret nothing. I don't drink, smoke, run from police. I'm a good person. I need some excitement in my life, and I choose anabolics. I kind of like this kid. Okay. If links don't work, tell me. I hope this helped someone and made some other people's day. Have a good rest of the day. Height, weight at stats, pre-cycle height. 5'11". Well, I suppose you're not done growing when you're 19. Maybe you're done growing at 21. Depends on the person. 240 pre-cycle bench, 225. Can't squat, dislocated my shoulder during football. My range is not what it used to be. Pre-cycle deadlift, 405. Post-cycle height, 6 feet tall. So he gained an inch from taking test. 225 post-cycle bench. No. His body weight is 225. His bench went from 225 to 285. His post-cycle deadlift is, I don't know, because this guy's head's in the way. Your shit should have been way stronger than that. Well, his deadlift did go to 625, though, so that's pretty good. He's got that African strength. Okay? 1. Okay, I really do appreciate all the advice and feedback that everyone was given. Some people are asking some repeating questions, so let me hit some points. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I don't know if I'm gonna... In my opinion, this is not doctor's advice. I wouldn't do a cycle like that. Well, I'd start at 500 and I'd titrate up even the first cycle. Because my first cycle, I went over 1 gram of test per week. And I'm out of breath because that was a lot of reading. And reading really tires me out. Okay. I gotta get a good background ambience. Eversong Woods? Nah. Searing Gorge. So, that cycle wasn't too bad. I wouldn't do that sort of post-cycle therapy. Post-cycle therapy isn't going to work because your testosterone levels have to tank before you're going to start taking those sort of PCT drugs. And the main one you're going to want to take is HCG, which he didn't have. But even apparently some of the pharmaceutical stuff that's available is no good because Vigorous Steve had some and he tried it out. It didn't do anything to his testosterone level. And he knows how to use the stuff, obviously. It's not like he destroyed the peptide. I just would have used more tests than that. And the thing is about being chunkier like that, higher body fat, he doesn't look bad, but he probably looked a lot better after the cycle because he added so much to his deadlift. So he probably had some trap action going on. And I figured his bench would have been like 400 pounds. But maybe he's not training it quite right. But then again, he's training his deadlift right, so he just has a different sort of style toward his bench press maybe. But if you're just doing 3 sets of 5, you do that 2-3 days a week, and it's your first cycle, like he went from a 225 bencher to a 285 bencher. If you do that, he probably would... although his body weight was only 225. But I figured, yeah, he'd be like almost 400 for a 400-pound bencher. Yeah. And for the first cycle, well, I'm starting to think that testosterone is the only thing you need, and then the only other sort of things the other sort of like pharmaceuticals that you use are sort of things to mitigate the side effects, which would probably be blood pressure, and I use aspirin because it thins the blood. I don't really take anything else. There's all these sorts of electrolytes like magnesium and potassium, these sorts of things. They dilate the blood vessels. You could take Cialis. You could do that. I don't want to take beta blockers, and I don't want to take ARBs or ACE inhibitors. So, and then you know, estrogen control. I don't recommend taking SERMs because they destroy your eyes. But if you develop gynecomastia, in my opinion, not doctor's advice, then a raloxifene cycle would be pretty good. But you'd have to come off gear for that to work. And so that first cycle's not too bad. But if you're not, I wouldn't have gone on gear with lifts being that low, because that guy's was dedicated to the gym already, because he probably is a kind of person that's kind of introverted and doesn't really doesn't really have too many friends, and his main thing that he does is the gym. Okay, so he's an exception. You're probably not like that. That's like me, basically. People ask me what I'm doing on the weekend. Well, I got to do my bench, my deadlifts, my chin-ups, and my squats. What are you doing on the weekend? Oh, yeah? Yeah? No wonder you're fucking puny. All right. Yeah, but if you're just a kid starting out and you're doing benching 205, don't use testosterone. Get your bench up to 315. And also don't focus on bench, because bench is a cookie cutter. It's a cookie cutter exercise. Focus more on overhead press. Well, I just say bench press is cookie cutter because I'm not that good at it. But whatever. Deadlift and squat and overhead press are where it's at. And so get your squat up to 500 pounds, and then maybe consider it. And then maybe start looking into it. But don't be like me and start taking it and then hardly know anything, take it, and then you have to learn everything the hard way.